One thing that has been amazing since I started making these videos to support my students with the content of my book, The Pedagogy of Self Authorship, is the rate with which change in the field of artificial intelligence has been happening. Even though it's little more than a year since the book came out, so much has changed. Sam Altman of OpenAI has pretty much announced that we could have artificial general intelligence as soon as the end of 2025. And he's not the only one. There are several people who've kind of gone out on a limb to put the date for AGI at the end of 25 or 26. But what is perhaps more impressive is the research that's coming out that's showing the rapidly growing capabilities of these systems, which makes all this talk of a coming AGI seem all the more plausible. Last year, research from a team at Microsoft announced how ChatGPT-4 was able to pass the false belief task. This is sort of the classic test to see if something has the ability to formulate a theory of what is occurring in the minds of another. In this experiment, a person puts something somewhere, then they leave the room, and while they're away, it gets moved to a different spot without their knowledge. Having the ability to realize that when the person re-enters the room, they will have a false belief about where the object really is sort of the go-to of theory of the mind. This is a task that young children and certain kinds of primates struggle to demonstrate. And it is seen as an important demonstration of the ability of mentalization. This research suggests that ChatGPT-4 has, at the very least, a rudimentary theory of mind. But other studies, like this one, suggest that these models could be even better at different kinds of reasoning with different kinds of training, so we could see these skills rapidly increasing. However, there is other research, like this one by Rambachan et al., also out of MIT, that has found that these same large language models, which can give you impressively accurate directions to get you to where you want to go, do not actually formulate accurate internal maps of the actual real world that they are directing you through. Again, suggesting that what we may be looking at is not mentalizing at all, where you have a conceptual understanding of what is going on, but rather you are just really good at prediction. Now, this in itself is no small task, and we know that prediction, when paired with explanation and the ability for error correction, are essentially the primary components of learning. The concept of metaing, or the ability to see abstract concepts and patterns in more concrete ones, may be one of the last cognitive lines AI must cross to conclusively demonstrate that AGI has been reached. My assumption was that we will likely need to better understand quantum interactions before we can reach a true computer-based AGI. However, even without quantum interactions, what our present AI are showing is impressive. And the next step will be linking together the skills of different AIs. And maybe this is what Altman is banking on that AGI will emerge from. So, for example, you may ask a chatbot a question, but in formulating the answer, the AI will query an AI at DeepMind or a math AI like Wolfram or other such specialized AIs, presenting you with something that is very AGI-like. At this point, whether a machine is conscious almost becomes moot, like animal consciousness. There will be little reason to think that consciousness is not there, albeit in perhaps a slightly different expression, and leaving us with the same level of access to qualitative experiences of the AGI as we have with other conscious beings.